Good morning. Today's Monday, October 20th, 2014. This is Dan McElwee bringing you Ventura Wealth Management's weekly economic newsletter, The Profit Margin. We begin with our statistic of the week. The U.S. saw a surge in IPOs during the third quarter. $37 billion was raised for the 59 issues, the most in any quarter since 1999. It should be noted that the Alibaba IPO came out at $22 billion, comprising more than half of the total issuance. In our global perspective, we see that Russia's foray into the Ukraine has pressured its economy. In 2014, foreign investment in Russia has more than halved. Growth is flat to negative. There has been $100 billion in capital flight, and the government is expected to spend $51 billion stabilizing the ruble by year-end. In our chart of the week, we look at housing starts. Housing starts for September rebounded 6.3% after a decline of 12.8% in August. The current annual rate stands at 1.017 million units, matching analyst estimates. Now for this week's commentary. Market swings were frequent and wide last week as investors grappled with an array of news events. Concerns over international growth, the spread of the Ebola virus, conflict in the Middle East, and a lack of perceived action from the European Central Bank all came together to roil the markets. Treasury yields plunged, falling below 2% at one point and closing the week at 2.22%. This extreme flight to safety was juxtaposed by a flight from risk. The Dow fell 0.99% in the week, as the S&P 500 fell for the fourth week in a row, contracting 1.02%. One positive note is that riskier assets, as seen in the NASDAQ or the Russell 2000, showed relative strength, falling 0.4% and rising 2.8% respectively. The S&P 500 closed Friday approximately 7.5% off of its all-time record high, set on September 18th of this year. Intraday gyrations last week were marked. On Wednesday, the Dow had a swing of over 450 points, bringing the index close to correction territory. And what is happening in the oil markets? Oil has seen a massive sell-off. Look for some relief at the pump, and some are starting to ponder conspiracy theories. Could the U.S. and the Saudis be colluding to pressure the Russians? We think so. The current volatility we are experiencing poses many questions. Do current valuations reflect the slow and steady growth we have been experiencing? Are all-time highs warranted? These are the questions savvy investors should be weighing. Asset allocation decisions are critical at this juncture. In the week ahead, we have existing home sales on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the Consumer Price Index and the Petroleum Status Report. Thursday, jobless claims and the PMI Manufacturing Flash Index. And Friday, we'll see new home sales. Thank you and have a great week.